Hello traders, let's take a look at a well-known indicator and what we could do with it that is a bit unconventional. The indicator is called the Relative Strength Index, or RSI. Many people are calling it jokingly the real simple indicator, but is it really? As a bounded indicator, its values range from 0 to 100, and the two relevant levels many traders have on their charts are the 30 level and the 70 level, in an attempt of determining when a market reached what is also known as an overbought or oversold condition. But what's that supposed to mean? The terms used, overbought and oversold, imply that an instrument that is overbought cannot go any higher than that, or it can hardly go any higher than that. But here we see it will. Conversely, if it is oversold, it should not go lower than that. But here again we see it does. Looking at the dominant direction in any market, we can see that these zones sometimes are indicating reversal points, like here. The dominant direction was up, and this overbought zone indicates a reversal. If anything, approaching the overbought zone is rather indicating strength in a market, and approaching the oversold zone, it rather indicates weakness in that market. Sometimes the overbought and oversold zone do indicate reversal, or at least a retracement, but this is not what this indicator was designed to show us. The possibility of a reversal is always out there, and the market can do anything at any moment. However, the Relative Strength Index, the RSI, is not the best tool to pick tops or bottoms in a market. In any case, not by itself. And here comes the twist. What if we would try to use the RSI as a momentum indicator that can signal strength or weakness, and to see that more clearly, we can add to the indicator another level that will be significant for our purpose. In this case, because the indicator is bounded between 0 and 100, and most traders are looking at the 30 and 70 level, we will add a 50 level that should be the central axis of the oscillation range of the indicator. Now let's filter out some of the noise, indecision and ranging market conditions, and for that we will employ our little helper, in this case a simple moving average that will have a period similar to the period we are using for the RSI. So if the RSI is a RSI for 14 periods, the default value of the indicator. We will also plot a moving average that is a 14 period simple moving average applied to the close price, and that should look like this. And now to the charts and see whether our theory may work or not. We are looking for crosses of the new significant level in the RSI that don't contradict what is happening on the chart, because the price is the more relevant indicator. Then comes the moving average and the RSI that will always be the lagging indicators. Why is a good idea to pick a similar period for the moving average and the RSI? Because the oscillations in the market should not make these two indicators speak different languages and contradict each other. So if one is calculating its values taking into consideration a certain number of periods, a certain number of candles looking back, the other one should do the same or in a similar manner to tell us a consistent story about what is happening in that market. And we are looking for crosses of the price on one side or another of the moving average. We are looking for trending conditions, and we are also trying to identify entry points where the RSI just crossed the 50 level. Let's see. Here we have a cross of the 50 level on a big candle that crosses the moving average in a way that implies some energy is in that market. We may choose to enter on the next candle. We may choose to protect our entry, placing a stop loss above the latest swing high that may be too far away or at the moving average, and we may also place a target at a distance equal with our stop loss distance or a bit bigger. And we see that this particular cross, when the RSI signaled a certain momentum in the market, that is because the price did that, not because the RSI has predictive powers. The RSI simply shows us what already happened in the market, and in this case the price moved below the moving average, closed below the moving average, and this could be our entry point. Looking at another example, here for example we have a fresh cross over the moving average. We have a cross of the 50 level on this candle, and we may enter on this open if the cross already happened on our RSI indicator, placing a stop loss behind the moving average or behind the latest swing low, and the target at a similar distance. As we see, in this case also a cross up the 50 level of the RSI indicator signals some momentum in the market, followed by a small retrace and then a continuation in the same direction. If we manage to stay in this trade and not get kicked out during this retracement, we could choose to get out of the trade once the RSI gets to the level where most of the other traders are looking for selling that market. So once the RSI becomes overbought, we either stop buying that market or we are closing our longs if we believe that not enough energy is left in the market. Let's look at another one. Here we have another cross down the moving average we've chosen and the cross of the 50 level. The momentum is in that particular market is signaled by the downward slope of the RSI. So we have a downward momentum. What is our entry point? After the RSI crossed the 50 level, on the next candle open, we may enter right here. Entering here, we can place a stop loss at our moving average or at behind the latest swing high. We can place a target at equal distance, where we may choose to stay in this trade until the market becomes oversold. Why? Because here, down here, many people will try to buy this market. And this works pretty well even in what some traders consider to be a consolidation area. Now let's look at a more trendy market, like this one, for example. Another cross of the moving average. We have a close below the moving average and on the same candle a cross below the 50 level of the RSI. So we may enter here, placing a stop loss here and a target somewhere here, or staying in that trade until the market becomes oversold.